What's going on YouTube? My name is FG3000. I'm back in the place to be and welcome back to the Mobile Gaming Recap. Now obviously things occurring in the real world have taken priority and precedence over mobile gaming news. A lot of things that we do see and don't see in mobile gaming has definitely been impacted by the pandemic, but you know what? Screw games. Stay home, don't work. Health is way more important than video games, but obviously that has had an impact on the things that we see kind of occurring in the mobile gaming sphere. So I haven't really had enough content to fill up an entire episode of the Mobile Gaming Recap, but you know what? A couple of days ago, I put out like an 80-minute video. We're gonna put out short videos too, long videos and short videos. It's a new FG in 2020. So let's go ahead and get started. So the news at the top of the episode is going to be related to SinoAlice. So as you guys know, SinoAlice had basically been living in limbo ever since Nexon went through dramatic company restructuring. They had a lot of losses, closures, and layoffs, and nobody really knew what the future of SinoAlice was. And I don't remember exactly how many days it was, but I'm just gonna make up a number. I feel like it was like 48 hours before SinoAlice was actually about to launch, and then Nexon was like, JK, we ain't launching, see you guys later. And nobody knew what the fate of the game was. All we knew was the game was still listed on all of the pre-registration sites. We just didn't know if it was dead, if it was gonna launch. We had no clue until today. So now, as of today, Collab is now the official developer and publisher of SinoAlice Global, and the game will launch on July the 1st. Now, if you don't know who Collab is, this is very important. So Nexon Korea was always just the publisher of SinoAlice. They were not the developer. The original developer is Collab, so this is a very good thing. I've seen it in the past where a random studio will get a hold of a game, and that random studio won't even have an active development staff. All they're trying to do is take that game, throw it out on the market, make as much money as they possibly can, stretch out whatever content was left in the development queue for as long as they possibly can, cash grab, and then peace out. That is not the case here, thankfully. Collab is the original developer. Now they are the publisher. They have full rights to the game. If you have already pre-registered for this game, you don't have to do anything. Everything that Nexon had on the game when it came to pre-registration emails have been given to Collab, so there's nothing you have to do if you have already pre-registered. If you haven't, go ahead and pre-register because the game is actually gonna come out. So that's all good news. Everything is good news on this front. I'm gonna be very curious to see, now that they are in charge of development and publishing, what they kind of do with all that power. So that is that. So a little bit of background on Collab. If you've never heard of them before, number one, they developed SinoAlice, there you go. And number two, something that you guys might be familiar with, they're also in charge of Symphogear. So that is a Collab developed game as well. So I guess we'll see. When it comes to Symphogear, I was a little disappointed when it came to the overall quality of life of the title. I have never played SinoAlice, so I don't know what type of streamlining or quality of life it lacks or doesn't lack. I guess we're gonna have to find out. But this is actually a really good thing for them because I do feel like Symphogear is not gonna be that title to kind of like keep this company making the profits that I'm sure they're trying to strive for. Maybe SinoAlice is that game. So all good news. So to kind of recap, Nexon Korea has given full rights over to Collab, who is now the developer and the publisher of the game. We're gonna see new content, and hopefully this is just a good thing because now they don't have to answer to a publisher. You know, when we look at these games, we always assume, and I don't know if this is true or not, but we always assume that the bad decisions come from the publisher and not the developers. We always treat the developers like they are this company, like, oh man, we're just trying to make good games, but the evil publisher just screws us over at every turn. We're gonna see now, Collab. So July 1st, SinoAlice finally here. I'm looking forward to it. So coming next week, we have a slew of titles on the way, and earlier this morning, I did a poll to kind of gauge how you guys were feeling about the upcoming titles, and it looks like most people are kind of like, you know what, I'm good with every game I'm playing. Like a lot of people said that they're playing Arknight, 7 Deadly Sins, etc., and they don't really need any new titles at the moment, so I guess we'll see. So we're gonna see Bleach Immortal Souls, we're gonna see Game of Thrones Beyond the Wall, we're also going to see Mega Man released in certain regions. I did not put that on the list because it's not gonna be a global launch. I think it's launching in like the Philippines and Thailand and some other countries. So definitely check the Facebook if you want to know more about Mega Man. So Bleach Immortal Souls, Game of Thrones Beyond the Wall, and then of course what I would still consider probably the biggest release is going to be Final Fantasy Brave Exvius War of Visions, which I hope is going to be a solid title. I definitely need something to go right alongside 7 Deadly Sins, so hopefully this thing is solid. All right, so that will do it for today's episode. We will go ahead and put an F in chat for Night Zero, which I actually thought was a pretty pretty solid title. This game basically shut down out of nowhere. It was already shut down for like a couple of months before anyone like even realized it was gone. Someone was on Reddit was like, hey man, did you guys realize this game shut down in like December? And I was like, no, I didn't know this game shut down. I actually really enjoyed Night Zero. So F in chat for Night Zero. Like I said before, and I'm gonna say continuously, a lot of games are gonna be shutting down because all these games want to be games as a service, and there's just not enough time in the world. Even right now, there's not enough time in the world. And we also saw MapleStory 2 shut down as well, because these games as a service, man, they're just sucking up all the time, and you just can't play all of them. Some of them are gonna fall by the wayside, but we are still seeing a resurgence of like single player games. I know people are absolutely loving Doom. The new Landgrisser remakes came out, 1 and 2, which I'm playing. So there's still a market for non-games as a service games, and I think we're gonna see this bubble kind of implode on itself. Like we saw this bubble explode with everybody trying to be a games as a service. A lot of these companies are gonna come back as just regular old single player games again. So that's actually good. I think we need a nice mix of games as a service, online only, all those types of experiences mixed in with some good old fashioned single player games that you ain't gotta log in and do dailies and weeklies and all that nonsense for. So that will do it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a little mini episode of the mobile gaming recap, and I will see you guys in the next video. You guys stay safe, and I'll see you later.